Situated on Namibia's southern border, Oranjemund was established in 1936 for the purpose of housing the workforce needed for diamond mining in the area. Over the next few decades, it grew from simple miners' accommodation to a fully fledged town. Jasper House was built to accommodate the town's first mine manager, and much of the original structure remains in place today. In 1989, the building was opened to the public as a heritage center called the Jasper House Museum. Oranjemund was a closed town, owned first by CDM and then Namdeb Mines until 2017. As part of the effort to diversify the town's economy beyond mining, a deliberate intervention called Town Transformation commenced, and catalyst projects were initiated to grow the tourism offering. Jasper House Museum and its displays were renovated in 2021 in a joint effort led by OMDis, Namdeb and OMD 2030. Through the efforts of community volunteers, the museum collection grew rapidly to more than 4,000 objects, and there certainly is a lot worth collecting, studying and celebrating in Oranjemund and its surroundings. The displays cover a wide range of topics, including the social, mining and natural history of the area. Situated in the Tau Tribe National Park, previously known as the Sperrgebiet, Oranjemund is on the doorstep of an incredible array of fauna, flora, geological features, archaeological marvels and paleontological discoveries. We all know how hard it is to move through a museum filled with fascinating objects while remembering not to touch. For this reason, Jasper House Museum has a small touch collection that children can interact through touch as well as sight. Access to the national park is still restricted because of ongoing diamond mining in the area. However, various objects have been collected from the desert for display. Weathered by harsh coastal conditions, these rusted tools were simultaneously eroded and preserved by the landscape. Over the last century, this area of the country has mostly been inhabited by mine workers. Starting in the German colonial period, all the way through the South African occupation and ending with an independent Namibia. The harsh conditions of colonial and apartheid-era migrant labor are reflected in photographs, old labor identification tags, and administrative documents. The museum draws on the case study of Sylvanus Nekundi, who began working as a migrant laborer in the 70s. We can explore the first contract he signed, his passbook, his involvement in the labor unions, and in strikes all the way through the last years of Namibia's turbulent struggle for independence. The museum also honors Zacharias Lewala, a South African migrant worker who picked up the first diamond in 1908 near Ludritz while working on the railway tracks. Two small rooms house UV light installations by prominent Namibian artist Hercules Viljoen. Through peepholes, visitors can catch a glimpse of the Bom Jesus, a Portuguese ship that was wrecked on the Namibian coast in the 1500s and was discovered in 2008 by Namdeb while mining in the area. In the second installation, we see an imaginative scene from the early mining era. One of the largest rooms in the museum is dedicated to the everyday lives of Oranjemunders over the last century. A mangle that was used to wring out laundry and a wooden bread slicer are relics from a bygone time. A 1940s Welsh dresser formed part of an early mine manager's household. Safety is always important to mines, and this is reflected in the collection. An old air raid siren, repurposed as a fire alarm, is displayed alongside the jaws of life which were used to pry open crashed vehicles. These and many more examples of emergency equipment are displayed alongside a wide array of early hospital apparatus. Prior to the digital era, inhabitants of the isolated town were connected to the rest of the world only via a small post office that, like most amenities, was run by the mine. From 1956 to 2008, Namdeb published its own town newsletter that documented social events and acted as an important form of communication between residents and with the mine. Before Oranjemund was established, other small mining settlements were built along the Diamond Coast. Objects collected from the picturesque ghost towns of Kolmanskopper, Pomona and Boggenfels tell the story of mining in the area. From old scales, sieves and augers to theodolites, maps and codebooks, this history spans over 100 years The Tsaoqaib National Park is home to a fantastic number of desert-adapted plants and animals that are displayed through a combination of photos and bones. The national park is also famous for its fossils, which date back millions of years, and Jasper House Museum is proud to hold over 230 specimens in its collection. The museum also holds almost 500 mineral and rock specimens in its geology section, with samples from the national park as well as other local mines. Archaeological evidence shows increased hunter-gatherer activity in the surrounding desert as far back as 12,000 BC. Jasper House Museum doesn't only want to celebrate the past, but also the present and the future. The second last room of the museum has a section for community members to add their thoughts, drawings and pictures. It focuses on events and sustainability initiatives currently taking place in the town, alongside aerial photographs of Oranjemund then and now. Last but not least, an artwork by Namibian artist Saima Ita was carved from a tree trunk found at the nearby Hohenfels eucalyptus forest and pays homage to the Bom Jesus shipwreck. The Jasper House Museum and its custodians are always looking for ways to expand and tell more of the Oranjemund and Tsaoqaib National Park's unique story. On your next visit to the museum, look out for our new displays.